I've been using Ledger's new recovery key for about a week now, and it completely changes the way you can use your Ledger wallet. And the best part is, it now comes standard with both the Ledger Flex and Stacks wallets. Actually, it gets even better. If you already own a Ledger Flex or a Ledger Stacks wallet, you can claim a recovery key for free, and I'll show you how in this video. But before you decide if it's worth the hassle, let me show you what it is, how it works, and why you would even want one. So this is it. This is the recovery key. It doesn't look like much, but this small piece of plastic lets you easily restore access to your Ledger wallet without entering your seed phrase, but because of how it's designed, it only works with the Ledger Flex and Ledger Stacks wallets. Now, handwritten recovery sheets and metal seed phrase plates will always be the fundamental way to store your seed phrase, but as the hardware wallet industry continues to grow, seedless recovery options seem to be becoming the new standard. Of course, not everyone wants seedless key storage, and that's totally fine, but it seems like wallet manufacturers are finally starting to catch on. We don't just want secure wallets, we want wallets that are convenient and enjoyable to use. And let's be real, having to enter your 24-word seed phrase every time to recover your wallet isn't the end of the world, but I don't think a lot of people would mind skipping this step if they could. That's why wallets like Tangem and even Rider One now are quickly becoming the leaders in the crypto wallet industry. They let you choose how you use your wallet, either with or without a seed phrase. So the recovery key is Ledger's solution to this growing trend. It's a small plastic card that you connect with your Ledger wallet to make storing your keys and recovering your wallet easier. The card itself is IP68 rated, meaning it's dustproof and waterproof for up to 1 hour, which is way more durable than a piece of paper you'd normally write your seed phrase on. But there's one major difference between seedless wallets like Tangem and Ledger's recovery key. The recovery key is not a wallet. You can't sign transactions with it. It's simply a backup for your keys. It's not a signing device. Seedless wallets, on the other hand, completely eliminate your seed phrase and lock your keys into the wallet device itself, which means you're limited to how you can actually recover your wallet if something happens to your cards. And that's why I'm personally not a huge fan of seedless wallets. I like to know my seed phrase. And that's what I like about the recovery key. You still generate and write down your 24-word seed phrase when setting up your Ledger wallet, but the recovery key gives you a spare way to restore access, kind of like having a backup key for your car. It works by using NFC or near field communication to pair with your Ledger device and record the recovery info. That's also why it only works with the Ledger Flex and Stacks. Both support NFC, whereas the Nano S Plus and Nano X do not. But one of my main concerns anytime a new product comes out is security. Sure, the recovery key makes using the Ledger Flex and Stacks more convenient, but does it do that without sacrificing security? Anytime a new wallet hits the market, it's standard protocol for it to go through various testing and security audits beforehand. If a wallet was released to the market without being audited, that would be a huge red flag. But security doesn't stop at launch. There needs to be ongoing testing and research to ensure that products are secure to use over time. One of the ways that companies do this is through something called a bug bounty program. All reputable tech companies, including Apple, use bug bounty programs to keep their products secure. These programs encourage independent security researchers to test for vulnerabilities and report anything they find to the company. And that's usually incentivized with a cash reward. In Apple's case, that reward can be in the millions. That said, Ledger has its own bug bounty program, and the recovery key is included in that. On top of that, about 95% of the recovery key is open source. The business logic, secure data transfers, encrypted storage, and cryptographic operations are all verifiable and available for public review on their GitHub. The only part that isn't open source is the operating system that interacts directly with the secure element chip on the card. And the reason for this is because anytime hardware wallet manufacturers use these secure chips, they usually have to sign a non-disclosure agreement to not disclose any information that could lead to security vulnerabilities with the chips. But that's not the only thing we're banking on to ensure that the Ledger recovery key is safe to use. It also uses the same EAL6 Plus secure element chip found in all Ledger hardware wallets, which is a chip that has been hardened over decades in the banking industry, and it's designed specifically to prevent both remote and physical attacks, which is exactly what you want considering it stores the keys to your wallet. The recovery key also communicates with the Ledger wallet using an encrypted NFC connection so that no one can tamper with or intercept what's being transmitted, which is the keys. And all this has been tested and verified by Ledger's internal security team, Donjon. Now, if you don't know, Donjon is considered one of the best security teams in the crypto wallet space. Not only do they have basically unlimited resources to try and hack wallets, they also test wallets from other companies, not just Ledger. Tangem, Trezor, and Coldcard have all received critical feedback from Donjon that led to real security improvements in their products. And if that's still not enough, Ledger also brought in an independent security lab, Synactive, to audit the recovery key as well. But aside from all the technical jargon, the way that the recovery key works is built on 4 security touchpoints. First is the genuine genuine check. This verifies both the card and your wallet are the real deal. Second is a secure element and encrypted NFC communication, which we already covered. This ensures your data stays protected both on the card and during transmission. Third is a secure touchscreen, meaning all signing actions still happen on your Flex or Stacks wallet, not on the recovery key itself. And fourth is PIN protection. When you set up the recovery key, it gets its own personal PIN separate from your wallet's PIN, and after 3 failed attempts entering your PIN, the recovery key erases itself to factory settings. All that to say, yes, the recovery key is secure. It's also super easy to set up and use. There's really only one extra step to get your recovery key working, and yes, you can add a recovery key to an existing seed phrase if you already have a Ledger wallet set up. But before I actually show you how to set it up, let me show you how easy it is to recover your wallet using the key, and then how to manage this key once you have it set up. By the way, if you're considering getting a Ledger wallet, my link in the description will get you free Bitcoin with your order, or if you're considering getting multiple Ledger recovery keys, that same link will get you 15% off a pack of 3. So here I have a brand new Ledger Flex wallet, and I'm going to recover it using my recovery key, which already has my key on it. So to get started, just go ahead and power on the device, just like normal. Tap to continue. And what I really like about both the Ledger Flex and Stacks is that it walks you through the entire setup process, not just how to do it, but why you're doing it. And eventually you're going to land on the setup page. Here you have to choose if you're going to set up your wallet using Ledger Live mobile app or the desktop app. For the sake of this video, I'm going to set it up without Ledger Live, but eventually you will need to connect to Ledger Live. So I'm going to skip Ledger Live, and you can set a name for your Ledger Flex. I'm going to do that later. And then of course we have to choose a PIN for our Ledger Flex device. Now keep in mind that this PIN is separate from the recovery key PIN. This is specific to the Ledger Flex wallet. Okay, the PIN is set. And next we get to choose how we're going to set up the Ledger Flex. So we can set it up as a new wallet or restore access to assets. We want to restore access. And now there is a new option, and that is Ledger recovery key. Usually before the recovery key, you had to enter your seed phrase, and that would look like 12, 18, or 24 words. So you literally have to type in every single word, and this process is what takes forever, and that's why the Ledger recovery key is so nice. So I'm going to select Ledger recovery key, tap to continue, and now I'm going to set a PIN for the recovery key, not the actual hardware wallet. So what we need to do next is scan the recovery key. So just hold it up to the back of your Ledger device. It only takes a second. Then I'm going to select Start Restore, and this is where I'm going to enter my PIN code. I already have one set up for this recovery key, so I'll enter the PIN and then just scan the recovery key again. This one takes slightly longer than the last scan. And it's that simple. I just restored my Ledger wallet using my Ledger recovery key, and it only took a few seconds. But now what if you want to manage your recovery key, like change the PIN or reset the key? Well, it's actually really simple. You just go to settings on your Ledger wallet device, then select Ledger recovery key. And then of course you'll have to scan your recovery key. Again, this only takes a couple of seconds. Then we tap unlock to manage. We have to enter our PIN. This is for the recovery key, not the wallet. And then we'll hold it again. And this is unlocking it so that we can ultimately manage it. Now we select Manage Recovery Key, and we have 3 options. You can change the name of your recovery key, you can change the PIN, or if you want, you can completely reset the recovery key to factory settings, and it's that simple. But now I want to show you how to set up your recovery key if you already have your Ledger Flex or Stacks wallet set up with the seed phrase. And that's the cool thing about this key, you can either set it up in the beginning of the onboarding process or after you've already set up your wallet. All right, to add a recovery key to your existing Ledger wallet, first unlock your wallet and then go to Settings, and then Ledger recovery key, and then scan your Ledger recovery key, and then tap the Start Setup button. Now enter the PIN. This is for your Ledger Flex, not for the recovery key. And then just tap to continue. Now we're going to set up the PIN for the Ledger recovery key. Obviously, you probably want to do a different PIN than your wallet, but I'm going to do the same one just for the sake of this video. And you'll have to enter it twice. Tap to continue, and then we just scan the recovery key again. And that's it. Your backup has now been transferred from your Ledger wallet to your recovery key. Okay, I mentioned earlier in the video that you can claim a recovery key for free if you already own a Ledger Flex or Stacks wallet. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But just so you know, this is a limited time offer. So once this deal is over, you'll either have to buy a Ledger Flex or Stacks wallet and get the one recovery key for free, or you could buy the recovery key separate on Ledger's website. You can get a single recovery key for $39 or 15% off a 3-pack for $99 using my link in the description. That said, when I first got my recovery key, I couldn't help but wonder, why do I need this? Why does anyone need this? Well, I don't think it's so much about needing it as it is about wanting it for its convenience. Not only does it make managing my seed phrase easier and a lot faster, but it allows me to keep my foundational recovery phrase, the one that I actually write down, in a secure location out of sight. And I can really use this anytime and anywhere without having to worry about someone knowing my seed phrase, because you have to know the PIN to use this. And if you're wondering why you might want more than one recovery key, there are really only 2 reasons that I could think of. Reason number 1 is you have one Ledger wallet and you want multiple recovery keys for that wallet. You can add multiple recovery keys to one seed phrase. You just go to the settings and you add each card individually. Or reason number 2, you have multiple Ledger wallets and you want each wallet to have its own recovery key. Now, to be fair, if you don't care about having a more convenient and secure way to manage your seed phrase, then the recovery key is not a must-have in my opinion. You could just get away with using your 24-word seed phrase and writing it down. All right, here's how to claim your free recovery key if you already own a Flex or Stacks device. The first thing you want to do is go down to the description and click that link. This will take you to the claim page. Once you're there, tap Unlock Deal. Next, you want to plug your Flex or Stacks wallet into your computer and make sure to unlock it using your PIN. Step number 4, tap Connect Ledger Device and then select your wallet. Step number 5, it'll confirm whether you're eligible for the free recovery key, which if you have a Flex or a Stacks, you should be. And step number 6, tap Buy Now to go to the checkout and enter your shipping information. Now, just a heads up, shipping isn't completely free, but it is discounted. For me, it costs about $6 to ship to the United States, so not bad at all. But remember, moving forward, every Flex and Stacks wallet will come with one recovery key for free. So if you're considering getting a Flex or a Stacks, make sure to check out my reviews in these next videos. God bless and peace out.